Hey guys, it's Richard from Grafting Dragon Fruits, and today I'm going to be showing you guys what's the quickest and easiest way to germinate dragon fruit seeds. So I recently found this little cheat code here where I can germinate seeds within 4 to 5 days, and that's very quick in germination world. So I'm going to show you guys my tricks and what I use and how to do it in this episode. Okay guys, the first thing you're going to need is a seedling heating mat. The one that I use is called Vivo Sun Heat Mat, and this is designated to be plugged into an outlet. And what it does is it rises the temperature to 5 to 10 degrees higher than the ambient temperature in your room. And it keeps it warm enough for the dragon fruit seeds to start germinating very quickly. And these are some seeds that I've been germinating, new varieties that I've been creating. And to show you guys, look how much seeds popped out, is almost 100% germination rate. So I was very happy about that and wanted to share that with you guys right away, because everybody is now learning how to graft. Now you guys can grow new seeds, graft them, and create your own new varieties. So that's why I wanted to show you guys this. So some things that you're going to need is, I like to use these containers. Anything with a lid will work. You can use a big one, you can use a small one. The only important thing is you got to poke holes, just like how I did here, to create drainage. So you want good drainage. You don't want it to be too wet in there. It's gonna make them suffocate if there's too much water. And what I do is I use a little pin. This is a thumb tick. And I just poke it in a lot of times until you guys see all of those holes that I have there today. So you want to have good drainage. And of course, you're going to need some dragon fruit seeds. These are some seeds that I cross hibernated with my dragon fruit alley that I have in my back garden. And this is American Beauty cross pollinated with sugar dragon. So these are sugar dragon and American Beauty crosses. So I'm going to be planting these today and hopefully graft them to create a new variety, which will be really good, so I can share with everyone like you guys. So I have my tabo here with my Fox Farm Ocean Forest soil. I always use this soil, even for seedlings, all the way up to mature cuttings, or even when I'm rooting the cuttings. Fox Farm is just really high quality soil, and I always defer to this type. You can use any soil that you like, but this is what I use. So your container, you put holes in it, you have a lid. We are now going to put soil in it. And then the goal is not to put so much soil so that they are gonna grow into the lid. You don't want them to grow into the lid because they start to bend and there's just not room for them to grow up. So what I like to do is put enough soil where it's gonna give them at least an inch of growth. So something like this. So you guys can see, I didn't fill it up to the very top. I made sure to left room for it to grow, because you guys check out these. They do grow about an inch before they start to sprout some golden leaves, and then that's when the cactus will start to grow out into a dragon fruit. So now that I have that all ready in here, this heat mat, it will be plugged in, and you're going to be leaving it on here this whole time, but you can't start yet unless you put seeds in there, get some water in there, and start it, okay? So here are my seeds. What I'm gonna do is just, take a pinch of it, and you guys check this out. I'm just gonna sprinkle it onto the top, just like that. And I do a very liberal amount, just so then the germination rates can be successful and higher, because you just don't know if all the seeds are gonna be germinated. So kind of put a good amount. So you guys saw me do about 4 to 5 pinches in here, and I'm gonna just do one more just for good luck. And you're gonna wanna spread it everywhere. So this is what the seeds are gonna look like once they are in there. They're on the top of the soil. Then you're gonna lightly, just very lightly, take some more soil and sprinkle it to the top. You just want a thin layer to cover them, so then that way they can pop out very easily once they germinate. So just like that, you guys. And then give it a little gentle pat, so then that way everything sits nice and flat down there. And you know everything is secured. Take a look and see if you see any seeds popping out. If you do, just add more soil to cover the top. Another trick I'm gonna show you guys, water bottle, and I poke holes to the top, maybe 3, and that will give me enough water to kind of water this without dislodging any of the seeds. So here we go. I give it a squeeze, and just like that. And you're just gonna want to slowly water it, get it to be very hydrated in there. And if you guys see from this side, you're gonna start seeing water drip down, and that's what you want. So just keep giving it water until you see the water drip down about halfway, because all the seeds are on the top of the soil. You're not going to need too much water yet. So just enough to create a great humidity chamber in here, get the right conditions for them to want to grow, and then they will pop out. Okay, so I think I have enough water in there. Let me check. Yes, it's starting to drain. If you guys look at the bag, it's already almost falling to the floor. And now what I'm gonna do is take a marker. You're gonna write down what seeds you put in here, just like this. So that way when the seeds pop out, you know what seeds they are. So the last step is to just take your lid, no holes. You want it to be completely covered. And we are gonna put the lid right on, just like that. And then you are gonna plug in your heat mat, just like this. It comes just like this. There's no setting. You just plug it in and it's ready to go. So it's very easy to use. And you're just gonna leave this in an area. I leave it on top of my doghouse. If you see in the back there, all of my dragon fruit cuttings are right there. I like to use it on top of my doghouse because it also provides some extra warmth. So it's like a double whammy for me. And I'm pretty sure they appreciate all of the extra warmth that night. And we're gonna keep this closed until you start seeing some seeds germinate. So after this step, you're gonna have to wait until the seeds pop out, and then the acclimation of them to open air is also a very important step. If you open it right away, they're not used to the new climate that you're releasing them into, like all the open air. They're so used to the humidity in there that they sometimes will wilt down. I know that's like a common mistake that when you grow seedling happens. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it correctly with these ones over here. So once they grow seeds, you're gonna see that they're gonna start sprouting out like this. And I know it's gonna be very tempting for you to wanna open them right away and let them start growing, but don't do that because the conditions in here are different from the outer conditions that we are in here. So they're not used to it yet. So what I would do is, let's say the seeds sprout, and how I usually tell is I can see the green on top of the lid. That's a very good indicator. If you wanna peek really quick and open it, you can, but I would just literally pop open it like this and kind of leave it cracked like that for the first day or 2 days. After a day or two, I look at them, they still look like they're standing up. I will slowly start to move them out like this. So by the 3rd or 4th day, I just slowly keep on opening it slowly like this, create a little crack so that airflow can start to come in. They're gonna acclimate to the open air, and then eventually you can fully open them and it will be like this. So these ones I've been acclimating to air. So this one's I kind of cracked open. This one it's grown a lot. So I'm gonna just probably leave it halfway like that. This one, also a lot growing like that. I'm gonna do halfway. So every day, the minute that you see the seeds germinate and they start to grow, open them, give them to acclimate the air a little bit, and slowly just every day you go back a little bit more, and eventually just open them up. These I have already acclimated to air through the days, and so they are set. And once they are all good and they are growing like this, you don't want to put them into direct sunlight yet. They are still not ready. They've been living in your house with no sunlight, so they don't know what sunlight is. If you introduce that to them, even if it's right next to a windowsill, they will start to dehydrate, die, because it's just too much for them to handle right away. So what I would like to do is I take them and I'll put it in an area that has diffused lighting. I like to use blinds. I'll open my blinds like a quarter of the way, let some diffuse sunlight hit, and you're gonna just start seeing them grow. They don't need too much sunlight right when they start out. Just diffuse sunlight in your house next to a window still works great. And as you see them grow and the first signs of cactus start to grow, that's when I'll start taking them outside and give them a little bit of the early morning sunlight, but in the hot afternoon, they're in shade, and they will start to grow and they will acclimate and start to get used to the conditions and grow very, very vigorously. And then from there, you can choose to graft them, grow them from seed, but then now you have all of these new varieties growing because you were successful at germinating your seeds very quick. And this is a helpful tip to use in the winter time because that's when everything stops to grow. So this heating mat has been great for me to germinate my dragon fruit seedlings in the winter and even root my dragon fruit cuttings. And I'll show you guys that in the next episode with those dragon fruits that I've been leaving on the heating mat there. All right, guys, that is how you germinate dragon fruit seedlings, the quickest and easiest way. If you guys thought that was helpful, please hit the like button. If you guys have any questions at all, please put it in the comment section below and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. And if you guys want to see more grafting and dragon fruit videos of mine, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that way you guys won't miss a single thing. Have a wonderful day now. Bye, guys.